Hi everyone, this is Kenya, aka Taman Rebel, and I am back with another drama review. It's been a long time coming. I've had different living situations. I haven't had time to do things like this, and it's been a little awkward filming videos when people can probably hear me. So today we're going to talk about Yumi's cells. It's going to be a very quick review. I didn't really do anything in depth with this. I just kind of took a whole lesson from it, and I'm going to roll with that, and we're going to briefly talk about the characters, mention some pros and cons as per usual, and call it a day. So Yumi's Cell aired from September 17th to October 30th on TVN with 14 episodes, and you can currently catch it on Viki. It stars Kim Go-eun as Yumi, An Bo-hyun as Woong, her love interest, and then we get a couple guest appearances from Min-ho from SHINee, and later on in the show, Park Jin-young from GOT7 eventually joins the cast. Kim Go-eun has been in plenty of shows, from Goblin to The King, Eternal Monarch, and a lot of other ones that I can't think of off the top of my head. And An Bo-hyun I've seen most recently in her secret life, her private life, and I don't know much of anything else he's been in, but yeah, he did a pretty good job. So a quick summary of the story is that Yumi, played by Kim Go-eun, is pretty reserved after getting her heart broken several years ago. She doesn't believe in love. Her love cell has died. Really hard for her to really think about getting into another relationship. And the story revolves around her cells. If you go into her mind, she has her reason cell, her frugal cell, her cleaning cell, her emotional cell. She has a lot of little cells, and they are the most adorable things ever. They are literally everything that she thinks about on a daily basis in her head. So as we learn more about Yumi and what's important to her, what's not important to her, she ends up meeting Woong, who is her love interest, played by An Bo-hyun, and we also get a peek inside his head. These two go through and have a relationship, and we get all of their feelings and thoughts within their head by seeing their cells interact with each other and what's important to them. So that's basically the story. Like I said, this is going to be super short. It's not a lot to the story. It's really just about going through Yumi's life and how she interacts with her new love interest, Woong. Okay, so let's talk about Yumi. Let's talk about our titular character, okay? She is, like I said, reserved. She kind of just goes through the motions of life. She's not really sure about how to take another step forward after getting her heart broken. So she ends up having a crush on this guy at the office, who is our guest star Min-ho, who turns out to not like girls. So he ends up asking her to go to a sogeting, which is a blind date, and she wasn't really sure about it, but she ends up going and meets Woong and eventually starts to like him somewhere down the road. She opens up her heart, and her love cell is revived, because at some point her love cell died after it got its heart broken. So now with her new revived love cell, she is in this new relationship going through life, and we find out a lot of things about Yumi. She's not a cleaner. She only cleans when she has to. She's frugal, but also pretty bougie at the same time. There's a lot of contradictions, but in the end, this is what makes Yumi Yumi, and her emotions take over her like any other given person, and there's a lot of miscommunication, but somewhere down the line, Yumi does grow, and she becomes a better person, realizing that the number one person in her life is not her knight in shining armor. It's always going to be Yumi. And that is one of her biggest struggles, is realizing that she never put herself first. Every time there's a little list of priorities in Yumi's head, and every day the priorities could change. It could be from looking up cat videos to having to go grocery shopping that day, or seeing or calling her parents every day. And usually at the top of the list when she's in a relationship is the person she's seeing, and that puts her at number 2. And that means she tends to put her lover's feelings above her own. And that was a huge struggle for her throughout the whole show. But not gonna lie, there are some things about Yumi that is easily to dislike. For instance, literally holding her feelings back, and instead of opening up and saying that she's frustrated with something, she kind of just holds it in until she boils over. but it's something also really realistic about her that really made me enjoy her as a character. And because any normal person is a frustrating person, but they're also pretty likable if you do care to get to know them. So I found Yumi highly frustrating, but also a highly likable character at the same time. And I felt that was just really good writing and a really good story. Woong, on the other hand, I don't got a lot to say about him, but at the same time I have so much to say about him. He was really frustrating to me. He was also just really super lovable at first. I really did enjoy An Bo-hyun's impersonation of him, his acting, his feelings, his facial expressions. I loved all of that. And I did kind of enjoy his long hair. It was a good look on him. But Woong as a character was halfway through was very frustrating, because unlike Yumi, Woong's first priority was always himself, even if that meant having to lie to Yumi about something, or let's just say pushing down the truth for the time being until he had to exactly tell her exactly what was going on. Woong would do his utmost to be able to keep his pride and make sure he came first, and that was really sad. It's like Yumi would never be his first priority, so it's like, damn, Yumi's wasting her time being with Woong because she'll never be his number one at some point. But at another time, it was something to learn, because Yumi never put herself first. So it's like, it's time to actually just grow a pair and be like, hey, you are your first priority and I'm my first priority. If this ain't working, this ain't working. But Woong just did a lot of underhanded things that could have easily been avoided if he just told Yumi straight up what was going on, all because of pride. And that was super sad, and it made me literally lose a good amount of respect for him as a character. But it's also a very realistic trait that I couldn't overlook, because it does happen and some guys are really like that. And I just felt so super sad for him after some point, and I knew he was going through a lot, but Woong just couldn't redeem himself no matter how hard he tried. Don't get me wrong, Woong with Yumi, they were very adorable for their year. It really helped Yumi grow into a person. It was like, hey, Woong had really nothing more to offer Yumi that she already hasn't established for herself. She has an apartment, she has a good paying job, she got a promotion. Yumi has everything she ever needs in life, other than love, of course. But she has everything she ever needs in life, and Woong never put anything more to the table. And she knew this, and he knew this, and they just kept going. I wish I had more good things to say about him, but when you watch the rest of the show, it's like, I don't have anything else good to say about him anymore. They were just cute while it lasted, and it was a very important relationship for both of them to grow through. I'm happy it happened, and I'm happy it ended it the way it did. So I'm going to only briefly talk about Park Jin Young's character, Bobby, or it's literally like Ba-bi, but in English we'll just say Bobby. Really quickly, because he came in halfway through the show, and it was very interesting. He just like popped up one day like a blob, because you know, when you're in love, you don't see the other attractive men out there, you just see your man. So when it finally dawned on her, like, oh, this man, this guy is this guy, it's like, oh, okay, he's not a blob anymore, he's actually trying to be a nice guy. He's not trying to flirt or anything. So his full face came into the picture, and I was like, oh, it's Park Jin Young. It's like, when was he gonna get in the show? So when he finally appeared, he was also going through his own struggles. There was no like straight up, hey, this is gonna be the issue, the second male lead issue, love triangle thing. He was literally just there. Was able to give her a cool new opportunity and get a promotion and become a writer for the marketing team at her job. He was there to give her like plus things she already had in life. Like, he was actually there to like lift her up. And that's where the comparison with Woong comes in, and it's like, dang, Bobby is like the man that will stand beside you and also elevate you at the same time. You know, Woong ain't doing much for you right now. Which was very unfortunate, but it was so true. And there's a point where Bobby goes through his own thing, and they're like really there for each other. They know each other's secrets. Not secrets, but they know what struggles they've been going through, because they live in the same neighborhood, so they run into each other a lot. They ride the same bus, and they work in the same department. So they just happen to like know each other's personal information sometimes more than they need to or want to, and it just happens. But when they do, they respect each other. They don't push any further than they have to, but they get closer by accident that way. Let's just say there is going to be a season 2, okay? It is also based off a webtoon, so if you read the webtoon, you probably pretty much know everything about the show and you know that there's going to be a season 2. Okay, so let's move on to the pros and cons. My first pro is that all the relationships were real chill. Honestly, focusing a lot on Yumi and Woon was really adorable. They were so adorable, but even all of the side characters' relationships were not too much. Yeah, they could be frustrating, but there was nothing like too much where it's like, I need to like punch somebody. Nah, it was just some like a, you know, this is my girl space friend, but you know, this girl space friend likes you more than just being a girl space friend, you know? It was just little things like that. And it was a big part of the story, but I don't think Sei really posed any type of threat, honestly. So kind of just rode along with that. Pro number 2 would be chemistry. Everyone also had really good chemistry. I think it kind of rolls into pro number 1 too, honestly. So moving on. Pro number 3 would be the cells. They were so freaking cute and they were so funny. They made me laugh every single time, and her little cells were adorable. The character designs were so cute. The voice acting was amazing, and I have nothing against any of the cells in her head. Like, they're adorable. And for, I think the only con I have is, no, I think I probably have 2 cons. The one con number 1, the frustrating selfish fact of Yumi. Sometimes she could be very selfish and it could really make me dislike her, but I eventually got over that because I mean I had to reanalyze how I even view myself in relationships sometimes, and it's like there are bouts of selfishness sometimes and you just kind of got to argue it out and call it a day. But you know, there was just a lot of selfish moments, but you know, she made up for it sometimes in the end, so I guess it's not really a con either. On number 2, I'm sorry, Ruby was really annoying. Ruby was like the only character that was super annoying. And I low-key don't hate her getting her heart broken in the end. Like, Ruby this, Ruby that. Stop referring to yourself in third person. Like, she was the most annoyingest character ever. Oh, I really did enjoy Yumi's cells, and I really can't wait for season 2 to come out. And Kim Go-eun and Hyun did a really good job, and I'm really looking forward to Kim Go-eun and Park Jin-young's chemistry in season 2. I know I'm looking forward to it. I know y'all are looking forward to it if you watched it. And the one lesson I learned from the show, the message of the show is literally you come first in your relationship. If you aren't happy, it's not your partner's responsibility to make you happy. You make yourself happy, and if that means unfortunately leaving your partner because it's just not going anywhere anymore, then that's what you have to do. If you have to leave your current position that you're comfortable at for a new position that you have no idea what you're getting yourself into, then do it. You know, it's a risk you should be willing to take to elevate your life, just like Yumi did, and she had no idea what she was getting herself into, but she might end up loving the job. You never know until you do it, you know? So always put yourself first, and always try to make yourself happy. That's the message I got from the show. I really enjoyed it. So please subscribe, like, comment, hit that notification bell for future videos, and I will get back to this routine when my living accommodations are permanent. Bye.